Shouts out to my people. Shouts out to my people sending love, positivity, and good vibes to my people, man. I hope you guys are doing good today. I'm doing great. Today we got a clip of Charleston White speaking about the Lil Durk case, and he also brought up Cam Newton.
Lil Durk, as you know, is
Just got
just got officially indicted.
I just saw that. Yeah, I just seen that.
So, do you think that he has any chance of coming home and beating this case without telling? Because you know it's all.
I'm glad
about,
you said
it's all about keep it gangster, no snitches.
I'm glad
understand
you
what I'm
said
saying?
that, brother.
We don't snitch, we don't tell. So, do you feel
I'm telling
Durk?
to get out of jail.
You telling?
I'm telling to get out of jail. I don't think he have a chance.
He ain't got a chance.
No, I don't think he have a chance.
Not even he can get Young Thug and them lawyer. Even if he come in there with Brian Steele.
Brian still fighting the state.
That's true.
Man, Puffy got $50 million he trying to put up to get out and they denying it. But the fact that they just released a song, so they got a wire recording, and now they done found the song with Babyface Ray and Lil Durk where he's saying specifically, we got your son on the news hollering, oh no, we got the drop and we got the low. Homie, so they making confessions in these songs.
But can't that just be attributed to just lyrics and not real, like, you know, a lot of rappers lie in their raps. You know what I'm saying? We know a lot of rappers out here lying.
Yeah.
But can be contributed to like, hey man, I was just making up some stuff. You know, I ain't do nothing.
Not when you got the shooter saying I got the money from him and they got the credit card receipt where they rented the car. So when you look at the new charges, homie, they got him for going interstate compact, renting the car to go do this. Yeah. The feds got a 98% conviction rate.
And that's because
I wouldn't roll my dice with 2%.
You see this? And this is why I always tell y'all, stay out of trouble. Try to stay out the streets. Because all these people who you be thinking is your friends don't be your friends.
Well,
they saying Lil Durk got told on by a person that
by the shooter.
But he took care of him.
Yeah. So let me just say this.
Yeah, the more money you make, the more cautious and the more that you have to move with like integrity and know that you got a lot to lose. I remember watching Lil Durk on $1 million worth of game with Gilly and Wallow, and he had all his homies in there, $1 million straight cash on the table, and I'm like, you know, this looks dope, and the video, the podcast was, you know, a classic, but at the same time, stuff like that makes me think like, you know, you can't trust everybody. You can't have everybody around you. You can't think that, you know, just because y'all grew up together and y'all in a gang that people have your best interests. That's not true. You be lucky to have 5, if not 1 to 2 people that really have your back. And the higher that you get up with success, the more you put your life, you put your family in jeopardy. So you have to really move cautious and you have to let go of some of those bad habits that, you know, you might have been raised up off of just to survive. You know, you have to be able to evolve.
We was always taught that there's no honor amongst thieves. There's no real honor in the street code. So nigga, very few stand on the street code. Sammy the Bull killed over 30-some people. But once he heard John Gotti talking about him in the wiretap, he told on him.
Same thing with Tekashi.
There you go. Sammy the Bull went into the witness protection program and started committing crimes again. But because he was tough and a real killer, he was able to go to prison. And till this day, nothing has ever happened to Sammy the Bull because he's a real killer, like our Woody. So like our King Von. So homie, if you a killer, and you tough and you can fight, you can tell. But if you ain't, you better not. So
they'll get with you.
Yeah, so
if you ain't like that, they'll get with you.
So to go back to what you asked me about Durk, home in the feds, when they come get you, they done pretty much dotted their I's and crossed their T's. So this is you against the US government. And they done put all the resources and they waited for y'all to do this. The mother 5 who killed FBG Duck, that's tied to Durk. They got them from the songs and the rap videos. Same with Young Thug them. They using because these niggas are really making real confessions on these songs. Rapping used to be about being a studio gangster. Tupac wasn't no gangster. Ice Cube wasn't no gangster. It was studio gangsters. Now these are real gangsters talking gangster shit.
Do you feel like do you think there's a chance that somebody may try to take the charge for Durk? Like, hey, you know what? Durk didn't have nothing to do with this. This was all me. He didn't know nothing about it. And take the charge for him? You think? I heard that going on.
You might can do that with the state, but you can't do that with the feds because the feds done watched you, listen to him, and compiled everything together.
Yeah, so they like, you can't lie about this because we know for a fact.
Matter of fact,
he did it.
We watched y'all go kill him. We had y'all on the surveillance. We had y'all on the surveillance. Man, they'll let them nigga go kill just to get him.
Why do you think this is just a personal opinion? It ain't based in facts. But I feel like every time somebody gets in trouble, or if they know trouble coming, they seem to take the religion route. If you know, like
God know how to get your ass. Come on over, son.
If you know, like Lil Durk, he started being Muslim, you know, right before they took him down. Like, do you think he did that because he knew the feds was coming and he decided to try to get right with God? Or
well, he went to rehab. Most people don't know that was he was absent for about 9 months. He was in rehab. A celebrity that I'm very close to, internationally known. I won't say anything because I don't know if I can speak on it. But they was together. And he called me up and wanted to say, hey man, if I can get you to sit down with Durk, would you be willing to sit down with Durk? I said, yeah, man, I'd be willing to sit down with anybody. I just be talking that shit online. Obviously, you know, he couldn't make it happen, but he always attempt to try to make it happen. So I think he was trying to clean up the image, right, to separate himself. But
pushing peace and everything.
Yeah. So, you know, putting J-Mane them out on stage and bringing everybody out in Chicago.
The whoops.
It was too late.
It was too late.
Man, when you know what you done. See, that's the thing about all of us, homie. You know when you wrong. Or if you don't know you wrong, you know you done wrong. Because it's a lot of people feel like they right and do wrong because they feel like they right. That's where the get back come from. You still wrong.
Right. So
even though you think you right, he done hurt your purpose. It's still wrong to go back and hurt.
Right. Like they done took out King Vine, so he think like, hey, I'm right for sliding for Vine.
Yeah.
You know
so it's a lot of us think we right and our feelings don't make us right. Our actions make us wrong.
That definitely was a gem right there. Our feelings don't make us right. Our actions make us wrong. That was a quotable.
You have a right to your feelings. You got a right to feel how you feel. It's what you do with those feelings that determines if you're right or wrong.
How do you feel about this self-snitching culture? Like they're, like you said, they're making confessions in the songs. And like they say, like you can rap about whatever you want to rap about as long as if you didn't really do it. But if you really did it, like, so they using Durk lyrics against him. And you got people on podcasts saying, like Brick Baby, when he said, you can't say get back for Vaughn no more. You know what I'm saying? Why do you think that these people are just so anxious to tell on themselves? It's supposed to stay in the street.
Because the streets done come to the internet. The streets have come to the studio, right? So the rappers have become the new street. Street niggas never want to rap. Street niggas used to look at rappers like they were lame. Oh, rapping ass.
For rapping they life.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, because they know they wasn't really doing that. Because the rappers have always mimicked the street. Go back and watch Paid in Full. The rappers started dressing how the street was dressing. The street wasn't dressing like the rappers with the big chain. The rappers ain't the first to wear big chains. Thanks. The street did. So once they start developing an image and a persona of what street look like, now they gotta try to be street. That's how Tupac got caught up trying to play street. Tupac was a poetic kid that got up with some real gangsters, Mob James, Suge Knight, a bunch of them were real street gangbangers. They used to slap Snoop Dogg. They used to slap them niggas over there, rapping ass. They don't respect, no, the streets, they have never respected no rap.
I think the biggest mistake Tupac done made was punching Orlando.
That was a real street.
Right.
Orlando was a King Von in the streets. Orlando Brown was a king, whatever his name.
I think it was Anderson.
Yeah, he was a King Von of that era. It just wasn't no social media. Tupac had no business. A nigga whispered in Tupac and said, hey, there you go. Tupac led the charge. And they followed.
You the money, man. You supposed to have people to handle that for you, man. What you doing?
But they playing on Pac though. Cause Pac, homie, Pac was just trying to fit in. That's how I got caught up. I just want to fit in. Yeah, I got the heart. I got a lot of heart. Yeah, I'm a courageous little. I just want to fit in.
Do you?
So I caught a murder case trying to fit in.
Talk
At 14 years old. Yeah, I went to the boys' home. So I'm one of the first kids in Tarrant County in Fort Worth, Texas to be tried. And listen to my words. Tried and adjudicated. I've never been convicted of a felony. So I have no felony convictions. So contrary to what everybody say, I've never been to prison and I don't have any felony convictions. I caught a murder case. We was charged with capital murder because we ran out of Foot Locker with some starter jackets. I gave my 15-year-old friend a gun and he killed somebody, killed the white man, shot him. So I became one of the first children in America during that time to be tried and adjudicated in my state for the crime of murder, sentenced to 12 years. So I grew up in the boys' home with other children who committed murder. So when I got to the boys' home, prior to that, I didn't know about no motherfucking gangs. I was a well-behaved kid in school, come from a great background, but I wanted to be a part of the culture. I was a little Tupac, wanting to fit in.
Right.
So when I got into the boys' home and saw the gang aspects and elements, shit, everything I was looking for outside of playing football and basketball. You know what I'm saying? So that bravado-ness, that brotherhood, I wanted that shit. I wanted that shit.
Is that why you don't seem to fear anything?
Yeah.
And I say that because, I see you online often and you don't be backing down from, any other, so quote unquote gangsters. You don't be backing down from the gangster rappers. I done seen you pull out your mace a couple of times. You understand? Like, it's what you went through when you was 14.
Need some good ass microphone. But yeah.
Is what you went through when you was 14 is why you just don't seem to fear anything.
Yeah. I know most niggas just talking. Most niggas ain't no killer. Most of them got in situations and people ended up dead and they've been charged with murder, but they're not no real motherfucking killers. That's why they cry when their homeboys die. Out of all the gangster movies I ever seen, I've seen all the mafia movies. I never seen the gangsters cry at the gangsters' funerals. So when I go to funerals and I see with t-shirts on with their homeboy face on it, they over there sad. Man, them ain't no real killers. It's just been hurting people out of pain because hurt people. So when I went into the boys' home, homie, I had no idea kids kill people. I'm the first generation outside of California, Chicago, New York, Philly, and I want to say Baltimore. 89, it was unheard of for kids to kill somebody. In 90, it was somewhat unheard of. But by now, your now president, Joe Biden, who's leaving office, him and the Democratic Party and black people, it wasn't the Republican Party. They said that it's a wave of children that have been born in this country and they are super predators. So they started calling us super predators because children were starting to commit violent crimes in the 90s. And how they described us as super predators, they described children like LeBron James with the body size. Mm-hmm. So imagine how big LeBron was at 16, 17. Right. Kevin Durant, how athletically inclined Kobe Bryant and them was to be able to go play basketball with the big old grown man at 18 years old. On the flip side of that, you had criminals with the same agility. With big old bodies that was robbing, stealing, killing, raping, selling drugs. And that scared people to think that a nigga like LeBron James, I'm just using the body size, a kid like LeBron James with that body size is out snatching purses. The police, so they deemed us as super predators. They said that these children are super predators. And just the definition, they're bigger, they're faster, they're stronger, and they're heartless, and they are incorrigible. Well, the word incorrigible meant that we was the type of kid that wasn't going to be able to change. So they started making laws in this country where they would lock up a 12-year-old and give a 12-year-old life without parole. They started locking up 15-year-olds, and 15-year-olds started going to prison, walking the prison hallways. They started sending children to prison with grown men because they said these are super predators. So when they made that bold statement, Hillary Clinton, the Democratic Party, it sent out a shock wave of fear throughout America. And even the Democratic Black Caucus got behind this. That's where your mass incarceration movement came from. When they started locking up everybody, that's where mass incarceration come from, the Democratic Party. Bill Clinton them kicked that off. And by the way, Bill Clinton came back and apologized about 10 years ago for it? Look it up. They made a mistake.
See, there gotta be some, and a lot of people don't know this information that you talking, and it just seems.
But most people don't ask me these type of questions. They want to get you getting the intellectual mind of this man. Most people want the character. They don't give a damn about what I think and what I really So they want the character. They want the viral shit. But you come to get substance.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a difference.
And that's what they be like, man. It feels like it's just great marketing.
It is.
Like,
they playing for the clicks and the views.
You know what I'm saying?
That's why I want to say fuck you, Cameron. Cam Newton, not Cameron. I love Cameron. Cameron Newton. Because he just done an interview with.
You hear that first take? No.
Nobody's ever said this to Cam. So it's my first time being able to really express this. I had a little respect for Cam Newton, homie. He get me on his podcast. He tried to intellectually or whatever he tried to do, homie, he tried to shame me, belittle me, make me look buffoonery. And I'm saying, you a football player. You ain't never done nothing for our people. I done put my life on the line for our people. I'm the first black man in America that have ever openly stood up to gangbangers and still get to live. Fuck the Crips and Blood, fuck GD, fuck BD, fuck your founders, fuck Raymond. I done disrespected everything about the gang shit.
Charleston White reminds me of the drunk wino at the store that acts hard, acts like he's going, fight you, but as soon as you get tough with him, he don't want no smoke.
You have been standing 10 toes down. Yeah. I would give that to you.
There's no other black person outside of Miss Dolores C. Tucker have ever took on this culture like this. What did Tupac say? Dolores Tucker, you's a motherfucker. Homie, they went against Miss Tucker. So until Miss Tucker came along, nobody have stood up against the rapper or the gangsters. God came along and picked up the banner. They were threatening me, doing all kind of shit, homie. But I never backed down. I never cowered out. So I'm the first black man to stand up and say, y'all, we wrong. Fuck them gangbanging. So for Cam Newton to get me on this podcast, and I'm saying, hey, homie, I ain't never shot a gun at a black man. I ain't never been, but when you get Boosie on there, you show him some respect. You get Rollo on there, you show him some respect. I ain't never sold drugs in the black community.
So he's showing the gangsters some respect, but when it comes to you, he trying to treat you.
So that's what made me say, nigga, when I had my bow tie on, y'all wasn't listening. So that's how so now I'm an entertainer. So I can't be in the community doing what I'm doing. I'm getting paid to do comedy shows, selling out comedy shows. Shout out to St. Louis Helium comedy show. Just sold it out last night. I'm going to be at the Helium tomorrow in Indianapolis. So for him to try to shame me, homie, for what I'm saying and respect them for what they done. You a weenie football player. You a nigga that make bastard babies out of wedlock. I got 2 kids by one woman I was married to. I ain't breed no dysfunction. So for him to try to get up there and act all high and mighty, but what really got me, he just done a powerful interview with Killer Mike. He tried to bring me up to Killer Mike as if Killer Mike was gonna go against me and speak down on me. Killer Mike said, I got reverence for that brother. I admire and respect that brother. Only for him to put in the title as if Killer Mike is talking down on me.
And most people don't listen. They read the title.
They read the title, and that shapes the mindset. That's why they clickbaiters.
I done seen people make whole videos off of a title. And you like, the video ain't got nothing to do with that. So you clearly didn't even click on it and take
it. So that's why. But he's mad because I wait and come back on his podcast. I'm the highest watch views that he's had on this entire platform. He ain't reached 10 million nowhere. He didn't pay me $1. He tried to get me to come back because he wanted to outdo Shay Shay and Cat Williams.
Man, I definitely rock with Charleston White, but he's tripping on this one. The Shay Shay and Cat Williams interview, that was the highlight of 2024. I'm looking right now, and the only one that you can compare to me is the Joe Rogan Donald Trump. It's got 53 million in 2 months, and Donald Trump is the president, and Joe Rogan is literally the GOAT when it comes to podcasting. The Cat Williams interview, it did 87 million, almost 90 million in a year.
I wouldn't do it. So I said, since you ain't gonna pay me, I got some people in Atlanta that's working with children. How about you just donate something over there to them?
To the charity.
Yeah, I think he sent them $200 or $300. So imagine how much he made off that 10 million views. So even with Nick Cannon, right now I just done a show with Nick Cannon. It's the highest watch so far.
But I definitely got to give him his roses. You know, that's the reason why my page is set up how it is, because Charleston White is definitely going to get you views. So it's love, positivity, good vibes. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. And make sure you guys hop into my bio where you guys can follow my other platforms. So I love you guys. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace. We out.